Cześć, witam wam ponownie na moim kanale. My name is Jamie, and in today's video we're going to be looking at my January updates for my hours spent in my languages. I've got the notes here on my phone, so we're just going to go through them now and talk about them the same as what we did in the previous episode I did only 2 weeks ago. But as this is the end of the month, I wanted to do like a monthly wrap up, and then I want to do, as I said in the previous video, one of these videos at the end of every month for this year. So as you can see right here up on the screen right now, you can see the hours. I'm just going to go through them quickly and speak about each language. Spanish, it's my top language here on the list with 31 hours and 50 minutes. I amassed most of this through listening and a little bit through reading, but a lot of it through listening to music, a little bit of listening to podcasts, and there's a little bit of like reading on link as well. There's a little bit of reading in physical form as well because I have physical Spanish books. But the majority, I would say at an estimate like 27 hours, something like that, was done through listening to music, podcasts, and that kind of thing. So that's how I was able to get up so many hours with my Spanish. I just listened to it a lot, basically. Polish, 23 hours and 30 minutes. Again, a lot of this is done through listening. I don't know exactly how much, but I've definitely done a lot more reading in Polish than I have my Spanish in this month. I've done probably 50-50 maybe with the reading and the listening. And to be honest, out of all of these languages, I find Polish the most enjoyable to learn. There's something about it. Maybe it's because it's a Slavic language. I'm not quite sure why. I just find the language itself super fun, a real challenge, but not too bad for me, especially now that I'm quite used to Polish after 2 years of studying. And so I find it quite a comfortable challenge for me every day to try and read a little bit in Polish and also to try and listen and improve on my listening. And that's why I spend a lot of time listening as well with these languages, because I'm really trying to pinpoint on my listening and overall my comprehensible input. Japanese, I've pushed this one up significantly since I did my video 2 weeks ago. I can't remember the exact amount it was 2 weeks ago, but I believe it was like under 10 or maybe 15 hours, and now it's at 25 hours and 15 minutes. I've done this through a little bit of listening, a little bit of reading on link, but also with Japanese I have been watching season 2 of Alice in Borderlands, which have pushed it up by maybe 6 or 7 hours as well, because that's a lot of episodes there to watch, and I think I've got 2 more episodes of that season before I finish that. And there's also animes as well that I want to watch in the future, so there's a lot of Japanese hours that I'm going to consume over the next year. And I rack up a lot of hours by playing Lingo Legends with Japanese as well. Is not sponsored or anything, but I find that game at the moment quite enjoyable to play and learn. I don't know how effective it is with learning, but I can certainly remember certain words from using that app, and so I'm just using it to help me with my Japanese, trying to help me read the hiragana and katakana better, trying to help me learn some kanji as well, and also just trying to help me with my vocabulary in general, all through a game style kind of thing. So I'm using Lingo Legends at the moment to help me with my Japanese, so that's where I've got a lot of my hours from. Mostly Lingo Legends and watching Netflix with Japanese. French, 18 hours, 20 minutes, simply through listening and reading. I haven't really done much else with French. I still haven't found anything on Netflix because I haven't had the time to even check on Netflix for French films, but I'm really excited to do that when I finally get the time to, whether it's TV series, films, whatever. But with French, it's mostly just reading on link and also listening to a few podcasts and also listening to French music as well. With German, as I explained in my last video, I'm not actually studying German, but because I listen to Rammstein, which is a German band, I just add them in here anyway because it's still time spent in the language. And that's the only time I spent in German. I haven't done any reading or listening outside of that one band. And so that's 2 hours 35 that I just amassed through mostly listening to them while at the gym, because it's, you know, one of those bands for me that helps me to get that pump. And so they're in my gym playlist, and so I listen to them a lot while at the gym. Hawaiian, I got 3 hours. There's basically been no improvement since the last video, to be honest, with my Hawaiian. I've slacked a lot. But also, I've been trying to use Hawaiian on Duolingo the last couple weeks whenever I've had the opportunity to, and also when I've had the motivation. However, Duolingo is just like super slow for me right now on the laptop, and I don't know why. It just takes forever to load after a lesson. So it takes me 4 times as long, or maybe even longer than that, to wait for the lesson to load after I've completed it, then to actually complete the lesson itself. And this is just super boring to complete the lesson on Duolingo, then to sit around for ages, wait for it to load and everything, and then go into the next lesson, rinse and repeat. And so because of that, I haven't done much Hawaiian. I found a few YouTube videos which help with teaching Hawaiian, I just haven't had the time to properly look into my side languages. Swahili, I've done a little bit more than with my Hawaiian. I've done 4 hours 45 minutes with Swahili. Most of this is through language transfer, a little bit of it is through YouTube, and that is, I believe, it in regards to Swahili. And with both Swahili and Hawaiian, I'm having a lot of fun with them. More fun with Swahili than I am with Hawaiian, just because of the Duolingo experience. But they're still both fun, and I'm also using Duolingo as well for Swahili as well, when I can't be bothered to use language transfer or watch a YouTube video on the language. Last one here is Korean. I'm not studying Korean at the moment, but basically I was trying to watch a Korean TV show yesterday called Physical 100. I thought it was a sort of Squid Game kind of thing in regards to people dying when they fail challenges and that kind of thing. Turns out it was like an IRL thing where people fail challenges and they just go home, and it was more of a reality TV show. So I watched the first episode, got super bored of it because like the first 25 minutes or half an hour is just the exact same thing of introducing every single 100 contestants. And so I watched that, and obviously I watched it with Korean audio, English subtitles, and because of that I spent 55 minutes in Korean, so I noted it down. And that's what I'm going to be doing with any language, regardless of whether I'm learning it or not this year, just noting it down whenever I spend time in that language, hence why you can see Korean and also German in there as well. And yeah, that's basically it for my languages so far in 2023. This is only January's update. I'm not going to work it out now, I'm going to do it in the edit and then put it up next to me right here, next to the hours of if I times all these numbers by 12 with my first 4 main languages, because the others I'm not going to focus on for the entire year. If I times them by 12, by the amount of months this year, that'll be my estimated projections for the amount of hours I'll be spending in each language this year. And then we'll see in December, back at this video if I remember to do so, we'll check back and see if these projections are accurate, if they're not accurate, if there's some languages that I started to drop out of a little bit and I started to, forget about, or if there's some languages that I start to pick up and completely overtake the other languages and overtake my projected goal, which is whatever this number is times 12. So that's just, something I wanted to do to see my yearly projection and then see if I can keep up to date with it. To wszystko na dzisiaj. Dziękuję wam bardzo. To daj lajka i subskrybuj mój kanał. Pamiętajcie uczyć się języków codziennie. Dziękuję wam bardzo za oglądanie. Życzę wam miłego dnia i do zobaczenia. Pa pa!
Thank you.